Garfield and Friends and uncovering 10 weird, wild, and downright hilarious facts about the iconic lasagna-loving cat and his gang. Hold on tight because things are about to get strange. Fact number 1, Garfield's not a specific breed, just a regular tabby. Surprise! Everyone thinks Garfield is some rare breed of cat because, well, he's a cartoon superstar. But nope, Garfield's just a regular orange tabby. Tabby refers to his fur pattern, not a breed. That M mark on his forehead? Classic tabby trait. It's kind of refreshing to know that the world's grumpiest, lasagna-obsessed cat is just like the one that might show up at your local shelter. So, if you've got a cat with a good appetite and a bad attitude, hey, you might have the next Garfield. Fact number 2, Garfield's origin story starts in an Italian restaurant. That's right, Garfield was born in a kitchen. Not just any kitchen, though, but the kitchen of Mama Leone's Italian restaurant. As the story goes, Garfield was born a chunky 5-pound, 6-ounce bundle of trouble and had a love affair with pasta that led to him eating so much lasagna, the restaurant had to sell him. That's the level of commitment we all wish we had to food. Garfield was destined for greatness, one lasagna at a time. Fact number 3, Garfield was named after Jim Davis's cantankerous grandfather. Who would have thought? The world's most famous grump was inspired by Jim Davis's own grandfather, James A. Garfield Davis. The guy wasn't exactly a saint, but his larger-than-life, cantankerous personality served as the perfect blueprint for our favorite lazy tabby. So next time Garfield gives John the stink eye, just know it's a nod to a real-life curmudgeon who clearly knew how to leave an impression. Fact number 4, Odie's name came from a village idiot character. It's funny how the simplest things can have bizarre origins. Take Odie, for example, Garfield's lovable but dopey dog. Jim Davis named him after a character he created for a car dealership ad, a village idiot named Odie. When it came time to name Garfield's sidekick, Odie was a no-brainer. Because, let's be real, nothing screams loyalty and idiocy like an Odie in your life. Fact number 5, Garfield's animated mouth never moves. In Garfield and Friends, there's one quirky little detail that you might not have noticed. Garfield never moves his mouth when he speaks. Yep, that's right. The iconic orange cat keeps his mouth completely still while delivering all those sarcastic zingers. It's a subtle way of staying true to the comic strip, where Garfield's thoughts were always inside his head, not coming out of his mouth. And honestly, there's just one more reason why Garfield is the coolest cat in town. Fact number 6, Garfield once had an existential crisis. In 1989, Garfield went deep with a week-long comic strip arc that was anything but lighthearted. Garfield wakes up to find himself alone in a dark, empty house, confronting an existential crisis and the real fear of loneliness. This was an unexpected shift for the usually gluttonous, cynical cat and showed some surprisingly deep emotional vulnerability. For a comic strip about a lazy cat, this was a bold and downright weird move. Fact number 7, Garfield is called Gustav in Sweden. Here's a weird one, Garfield's name isn't universal. In Sweden, and a couple of other Nordic countries, Garfield is known as Gustav. Why the change? No one really knows. But it's a quirky little anomaly that proves even the most recognizable cats sometimes go by different names around the globe. Fact number 8, Nermal's gender caused quite the debate. Nermal, the self-proclaimed world's cutest kitten, is often the subject of fan debates about gender. Why? Because Nermal's eyelashes are long, a feature often associated with female characters. But Jim Davis has confirmed that Nermal is a boy cat. So the next time you argue about it, just know the answer is already out there. Fact number 9, Garfield's love interest Arlene doesn't exactly love him back. Arlene, Garfield's on-again, off-again love interest, is kind of the ultimate example of love-hate dynamics. She's not a fan of Garfield's ego, and, in fact, the character is built around her constant frustration with his arrogance. In a world where cartoon romances are typically sugar-coated, Arlene's exasperation with Garfield's self-centeredness is a refreshing and odd twist. Fact number 10, Garfield regularly mails Nermal to Abu Dhabi. One of Garfield's recurring, bizarre gags is that he mails Nermal to Abu Dhabi. Why? Because Nermal annoys him to no end, and Garfield's response is extreme. This recurring joke is so bizarre and outlandish that it crosses the line from funny to downright absurd. But hey, it's Garfield's world, and we're just living in it. So there you have it, 10 weird, wild, and weirdly wonderful facts about Garfield and Friends. Hit like if you're a Garfield fan, and drop a comment if you have a weird fact we didn't cover. Who knows, maybe we'll do a Garfield deep dive next time. Stay weird, stay funny, and remember, Garfield may hate Mondays but we sure don't. This has been 5 Min Rewind.